So the greatest love story is the story of you finding God or coming back to God. And I wouldn't say it's a love story. It's actually like a dramatic psychological thriller, because it's kind of crazy how we all literally go through life and we experience so much excruciating emotional pain to the point where we literally like surrender ourselves, because we're like, I've been making the decision this entire time, this is not what I want, I'm not getting where I want to be, I don't want to feel this way, and there has to be another way. And since I'm making these decisions, I'm the decider, the problem is the decider. And we only come to that point after going through so much pain in life. And that's like the craziest part. The craziest part is that the world does such a great job injecting so much anxiety inside of us, so much pain, and like we are suffering so much in the world because we deny our true selves from the day we are born. For some of us, for a majority of people, you're born, you're given a name, you're given a birth certificate, you belong to the country now, and they separate you from your mother. That's obviously going to give a baby anxiety. Like naturally, like we should be with the mother. They inject the baby with like a million things, and then there's like rules where the baby has to be away from the mom. Like you let the baby cry, you don't attend the baby, you don't soothe the baby for 24 hours because you're teaching the baby to be independent. A baby to be independent. And this is the kind of stuff, and it starts there, but it keeps going. So you're going to school with 100 other kids who probably experienced trauma at home but have not dealt with it at home. Obviously, you go to school. Obviously, it's not the school's responsibility to deal with your home trauma. You're supposed to be a student. So you're a student, you're pressured to get good grades, pressure to be someone you're not, pressure to let go of your true self, instead be this version that they want you to be. Be quiet, sit still, and listen to them. Do not listen to yourself or your intuition. You have to really ignore your gut feelings and follow your brain, not your heart. They fill your mind with knowledge, so you think and as you get older, you think you know more, you're going to school more, you're getting more degrees because you think and they think you're smarter now, when in fact you're walking further away from the truth, and you're building up your identity even more, that you will reject the truth because you will accept whatever goes with your identity, whatever you understand, whatever goes along with the world you've created yourself. Anything outside of it you will not accept, because that would mean what you've built doesn't exist, and that's literally death. Okay? And people don't want to die. So my point is, it's a psychological thriller. So you've denied yourself and you are in so much pain and suffering, and you don't know why. You're seeking for things outside of you to get rid of this anxiety. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's alcohol. This fireball of anxiety is inside of you to the point it's been inside of you for so long that you have merged with it. You have identified with it. This is who you are, and you don't even notice it's not normal. When you do experience, I remember in school, like when it's after the exam, when there's no exam, everyone was kind of freaking out because they couldn't, like the next morning they wake up early because they think they have an exam. Nobody knew what to do with themselves after, like when there's like no anxiety. When we finally experienced peace, everyone felt like something was wrong. Peace was wrong. We felt, and that's how messed up the world is. When it's completely like upside down, like anxiety and stress and being in pain and suffering is the norm, and being peaceful and feeling, most of us don't even know what unconditional love from God feels like, because it's so foreign to us. We're just familiar with pain, anxiety, and stress, and that's what we end up accepting in the world. But anyways, so it's a psychological thriller. So we're seeking for things outside of us. Or maybe we are burying ourselves in work, burying ourselves in school. Maybe we are distracted with social media. Maybe we're distracted with the television. We're just distracted with a million things. We can't sit still, okay? And we're just constantly doing things. Maybe we're reading a million self-help books. We're listening to a bunch of podcasts and gurus, and we're trying to find the answer. And then it's a psychological thriller. It's because the craziest thing is the answer is inside of us. Like, this entire time we've been working so hard. We've been putting all this energy trying to look for things outside of us, and literally the answer is inside of us. Like, does God has a sense of humor? Like, he's like, that's pretty like it's like a sick joke. I mean, it's not funny when you're like in pain, but like when you think about it, you're like, okay, so the answer is inside of me this entire time. The fire extinguisher for this fireball of anxiety and pain was inside of me this entire time. It's like, wow, okay. So this entire time, all I needed to do was to be still and notice the fireball of anxiety, detach from it. So that alone is a beast on its own. To notice this anxiety is hard. It took me a while to kind of be like, whoa. I only noticed it because I started to like meditate and pray, which gave me more inner peace. So then when I felt anxiety, it literally felt like it hit me like a truck. And then I realized, wait a second, this is actually how I felt all the time. Anyways, so to notice that is a huge step, and then to detach from it and to de-identify, to not identify with it is huge. And to understand that this fireball of anxiety and fear and stress is actually like your ego, or you could say it's like literally Satan. And the most important part is that it's not you. It's just the mind. It's just the egoic mind. But the solution is that there's another mind in you, and it's a love story, because it's like, wow, how amazing is that? What a beautiful ending to the story. The solution was inside of you this entire time. Like, the mind that could help you is built inside of you as well. So in the Bible, it talks about like God didn't leave us on earth alone. Like, he gave us the Holy Spirit, and he dwells in us. We are part of God. We are a child of God. So when you start tapping into that mind, right, through prayer, through detachment of your ego, through meditation and reading the Bible, listening to God's words, and just being still. You're still. Stop thinking. Stop trying to fix it yourself, so God could come in and help you. And then you experience this inner peace, this love that you've been searching for your entire life. And that's the craziest part. It's that the answer was inside of us this entire time, and nobody told us. Like, it would have been nice if someone told us. Like, that would be nice if someone told me earlier. And obviously the world does such a great job with distracting us from the truth, because if everyone experienced all this peace, who's going to go out seeking to buy things and do things and all this chaos in the world? It's not going to happen if everyone's at peace. Chaos has happened because everyone inside of them have turmoil, and like, it's chaotic inside. That's why the world is chaotic.